Hi, this is David with the ENZO trading system. This is going to be just a general update. I would like to talk about 4 points really. One, of course, is that the market has bounced a little bit. There isn't too much to say as far as I'm concerned. Whatever happens, happens, but I guess it's nice news. The other is we released the version 4.4.3 of the client just yesterday. There is some interesting, I guess, fixes and an anti-feature that I've seen. I would like to talk about that. And then we recently updated the website and we started to open the licensing again, I guess more or less officially. So about that, point by point, market has bounced. It looked like February looked like it was closing on a loss. This is a monthly view, but it didn't. It bounced back, and now we're just today into 2 days into March, and it's doing okay, I guess. Again, I'm don't really personally care what is due to, but yeah, it is. We're in some profitable open positions on Bitcoin and a bunch of others. I guess I could see the real time. Whoa. Yeah, we're on Cardano, Atom, Bitcoin. We're not on Luna, unfortunately, which for which the algorithm has an open position at plus almost 50%. Unfortunately, the portfolio management had Luna allocated to 0% margin. Now, this is due to the fact that the recent performance of our algorithms on this market wasn't so good, so he ended up getting 0%. Well, I mean, at least Luna has been good to us in the past couple of months previously. So, but you cannot always be on it. So this is the case right now. Thankfully, we have other markets in which we're trading on, and it's going okay. We'll see. You know, that's for the market update. Then about the new release, the 4.4.3. If you're a user, please download it at your convenience, but don't wait months, please. What's changed here? A few things. One, we changed the allocation. Now we also the margin that is used for individual positions. Now we have a 25% cap by default. This is something that can be set by the user. So here I have the latest version of the client. And if you go to the configuration of the group, here there is a new entry, which is the max position size, and you can set the percentage. Previously, this would be basically 100%, although, of course, with multiple markets, it was very unlikely that you would have 100%, pretty much impossible. But it would still go as high as 30-40%. And risk-wise, we did some tests, and it looked like it's better to have a cap. Again, perhaps you can make a higher profit with a higher allowed maximum position, but at the same time you can get a higher maximum drawdown. So we're always trying to find a better way. I mean, in general, when we test things nowadays, when we're trying to make improvements, we look at the maximum drawdown first and foremost, trying to minimize that, especially considering that when we are using a leverage, so you want to keep the maximum drawdown as low as possible, and having a cap on per position, an additional cap on top of the repartition that is done by the portfolio management. It looks like a good idea, so we have put that in, and it is an option. We fix an error with the order execution on Bybit. This was a fairly rare occurrence. It was due to when multiple orders would be triggered at the same time. There was basically what happens is when you generate an order, you have to pass a unique identifier to the exchange, and where in in case of Binance, a unique identifier has to be unique within a market. On Bybit, it looks like this unique identifier has to be unique across all the markets. So we had to change the way we generate our client order ID and make it, I guess, more unique across all of the markets, so that I wouldn't trigger this error. It wasn't a huge problem, because the worst case, when two orders on two separate markets would end up for some reason with the same unique identifier, and that would happen because mostly we sometimes diversify by timestamp. What would happen is one of the clients related to that market would just go down, restart, and then apply for the order a bit later. So, and then it would get a different identifier. So still is better not to have the need for this automatic restart, and not to have too many errors. Another thing we improved is fetching market data. This is really just internal network stuff. There were some cases in which if one had too many markets, actually more than what we currently support, but doing internal stress tests show that sometimes the system would get stuck and not be able to get any more market data. This one has improved this situation. And then I guess the worst for last, close all winning position feature, or anti-feature as I call it. Something that I personally won't use, and we don't use internally, but I realize that people sometimes they feel the need the freedom to take profit, which I think an automated system is just the wrong way to go. But if you need to do it, if you're for your mental health or whatever, then the option is there now. If I can actually come up with where is it? Yeah, this is the latest client. And then to enable that option, what you need to do is to first go to the configuration of the launcher. You can either click on login setup, or go to configuration, and then you go to advanced and enable expert mode. And what this does is will open a new entry on the pop-up menu for the group. So this, let's say you have your trading group here. Now they're all off. Let's say they're all on, and you have some open positions that are profitable. You click on here, you go to expert tools, and expert tools will show a list. Actually, I have a screenshot that shows when it's running. Will show a list of open positions. It will show which one are, of course, profitable. And so only those that are profitable can be closed. Those that are profitable but not enough so that it won't conflict with the signal, they won't be closable. But if you have something that is high enough, I don't know, 4%, then you get the option to click on this button and close all the winning position. The reason why only the winning positions, the way it's structured the system, it will, if a position is not open and the current price is below the buying price of the signal, then it will try to buy again. So it wouldn't make any sense to close all positions that are not profitable enough, only to have the system open them again. And I guess in general, wants to take profit with the winning positions anyway. So again, I mean, it's really I'm not going. I mean, it's a longer discussion on why I think this is not a good feature, but it could be. I mean, you may get lucky, and at least you have your own freedom, and it's in there. So next topic, we updated our website. There was some stuff that is fairly stale, mostly what from the front page. Now, if you click on the ENZO-TS page, which it's the trading client, the page dedicated to the trading client, you can yeah, that's basically the content has been improved. We removed some backtests, because frankly I think, I mean, showing backtest, it's really, if you don't have a track record. Of course, we can always produce backtests that are wonderful, much better than our track record, but I'd rather not make any promises. We're not that desperate. But at the same time, yeah, you can see there's a reference fund that is accessible as usual. I don't publish this too much, but it's there. It's really living, found, running on actual assets. And it shows as a reference, you can show what positions we have open at any given time and what has been the profit. This one was actually at the beginning of the year was a plus 20%, now it's always plus 48. It's not really that much considering that we are 4-time leverage, but it's profit nonetheless. And then we also show, well, the virtual fund. This one is basically almost a back test. We rerun it like once per day, and what it does, it runs the latest algorithms. It's limited to Bitcoin, and it doesn't have a leverage. It doesn't apply leverage. Because it's limited to Bitcoin, it's not really very much representative of the current system, because Bitcoin only means no diversification, and we're all based on diversification right now. And also there is no leverage, so it doesn't show the greater potential. But still, I think having a system that shows trades on Bitcoin only and with no leverage, so plain, it's a good reference point. For fun, we have like $1 million here. We started at 2019 and now would be at almost $7 million. Actually, this one needs to be rerun again because it's not really updated. This is the virtual fund. You know, take it for what it is. And then, yeah, for the rest of the page, I linked some reports for 2020, 2021, and then, you know, risk management discussion and requirements for the user, the usual stuff. You have to have a Bybit or Binance account with our referral. Actually, something has changed on this, but I will talk about in a little bit. And then things about security. So in general, if you want to, if you need important links and stuff like that, you know, I would go to ENZO-TS as usual, and then you click here on the first image, and then once you're on this page, you can get all the important links and all the basics FAQ. That's for the website. Then last thing, yeah, we opened the licenses again. So they're not free anymore, but there is no change for existing users that have been with us for a long time, and of course they also use our referral accounts built with our referral numbers. New license have a cost. It's a low cost. We don't publish it because even though it's low, it may be increasing. As I mentioned in the past, we don't provide a generic tool for which that can be expanded to large number of users because we have kind of pretty much fixed set of signals. They cannot be used by a large number of people. So as our signal is used by more and more people and generates more and more volume, at some point we'll close the licenses again. The reason why it's open now, it's the market is quite poor and there isn't so much excitement, so we can use some income from extra licenses, but it's not our end goal. So it's I guess I'm not gonna say limited time. It is limited time in a sense, but we'll see. The licenses are open. I think the earlier you get in, the better. But I had to remind that these licenses, they are self-hosting. So if you need hosting done with us, it's a separate discussion. Contact us through our website and we can talk about it. But if you're not managing a large amount of money, or if you want to do your own self-hosting, please understand that this requires a certain amount of commitment. You need to be running this client 24/7 on a computer that is stable. So generally we suggest a Linux system. You can run it without the UI. If you run it without the UI, of course, you need a UI first to build configuration. Once you have a configuration built, you can go here and grab it, the config file, and then you copy it on your Linux system. Or if you have a Linux system with a UI, you can do it directly on the Linux system, and then you can run it without a UI in case you want to run it on a VPS server. So you can probably get a VPS server for cheap for, I don't know, $5-10 per month. That's probably the safest bet. So it does involve a certain amount of commitment. Understand that. Yeah, actually, I didn't mention our download page. It's been improved a little bit. Before it was just the links. And so speaking of using usage and installing and all that, now we have a set of minimal instructions with we mentioned the fact that if you're running on a virtual machine, especially if if you're on the cloud, many times if you're running on a Windows system, there won't be a GPU. So there is an option for a Mesa 3D with the installation. And if you have to install on Mac, it's kind of a cumbersome. You have to right click there, do this, do that. Unfortunately, Apple is very strict with security. So maybe one day we'll find a easier system. One easier system would be to sign the executables. We just didn't bother with that because frankly most of the users are either on Windows, Linux, or Raspberry Pi. And here there's the usual links. You can get them running. If you intend to make a license with us, I suggest first to try to install and download and install the executables and see if it runs on your system, if you're comfortable with that. And then you can go and request a license. And speaking of that, I didn't mention that. Yeah, that's the license request. From the, I guess, starting from the front page, you go to the ENZO-TS page, and here you can contact us for a usage license. And here there's a dedicated form where you can put basically your name and email, and we'll reply to you. I guess that's about it for me. Yeah, let's see. Hopefully the market continues to go as well as been doing for these days. But I mean, it's been for several months that look like sometimes it bounces, and but it never really rallies up. But yeah, if it continues this way, it's fine. I don't mind. As usual, I'm pretty happy. For the last few months, I've been quite happy. We haven't really suffered too much with the downtrend, and actually we managed to do some profits. So let's see how it goes. Until next time, have fun. See ya.